Hey everyone, Mike here with the watch list video for May 5th, which will be Monday. Really nice teamwork, you guys, on Friday. Again, the teamwork's amazing. SPY still climbing. This is, I think, set some kind of record for how many days up in a row for the SPY. Anyway, impressive climb. Let me give a hat tip to some of you for the calls in the room on Friday, or the ideas, I should say. KIDZ. Let me go to 5-minute candles. Several people in chat gave the back through 9 idea, which is right here. The early high was 916. It kind of did this cup and handle. So I don't even have the names. There were several of you talking about back through 9. I actually caught this one, got stuck in the halt on some. I screwed up and sold some before the halt. I should have realized it was going to halt. Sold some there, and then out of the halt sold the rest. But that was a really nice idea. And it even went farther after that, but I had a nice trade in that one. I think a lot of us did. Pony is another one that a bunch of us were on, right? So Pony we identified early as a runner. As it came back down, I called the 5s buy zone, which is under this blue line. Several other people were talking about whole number flush below 10. It's all the same area. So really nice calls there too. If you got it anywhere around where my cursor is, you see what it did, right? We basically nailed the bottom of that pullback. Another great example of teamwork. Bobby Q, if you're watching, you gave a great call on right here, the whole number flush 5s buy zone on CART, C-A-R-T. And it barely went below that whole number you were looking at. You're looking at 44. It went down to 43.94. So anyone parked below 44 on Bobby Q's idea, pretty quickly, within 45 minutes maybe, up $1.60-ish maybe, almost $1.60. So really nice call there. And then for those of you that hung around in after hours, Kevin P gave, where's that symbol? PLRZ, that's right. He was talking about, hey, I might watch this one in after hours when it was getting ready to close, because they had a really strong move on the daily and really hadn't rolled over. So shorts were kind of in trouble. And after hours, his idea is, as we often say, through the high of the day, which was 119. So it hits 120 and goes to 178. So that's a great after hours trade on a Friday, and a reason to sometimes hang out in after hours. Kevin P, that was a great call. That's the highlights. And I'm going to go into the watch list. All right, so let's do it. TSLA. Let me put this up for new members in chat. I don't know why that's loading so slow. All right, there's for new members in chat, just to let you know that we're looking at stocks that are in play. Great candidates for trades, but all of our trades are taken intraday. None of this is meant to hold overnight. And there you have it. All right, so Tesla, it's kind of got, you could argue, inverse head and shoulders or cup and handle going on here. Certainly interesting above that level, so I'm keeping it on watch. Pony is what, P-O-N-Y. Let me try it again. Really strong. We want to keep that one on watch. HIMS. A lot of shorts in this name, and we had the gap up, and it sold off, and now it's up to new recent highs. So that one's really interesting. I know some of you traded that one on Friday. FULC, big rip on Friday. So we're going to keep our eyes on that one. LQDA, kind of the same thing. WRD, not the most handsome daily chart, but pretty good volume, right? Second biggest volume day it looks like it's ever had. I know NVIDIA is an investment in this one, or investor in this one, unless they've sold. I hadn't heard. But anyway, nice volume and some support below now. This one could have a continuation day. We're going to watch that one. Already mentioned CART on Bobby Q's call. I like the high volume breakout of, break up into this. This is kind of an island down here, and it broke up into the gap above that island. Could have a continuation day. I believe it did that on earnings. QUBT. I'm going to get ready to show you several quantum computing plays. They're all kind of interesting charts now. They had this crazy run, came back down, and then we all started thinking quantum computing is over. And we're starting to pop back up on a lot of these charts. So to me, unless something nasty happens, they're all back in play. So you had QUBT, there's RGTI, QBTS, and IONQ are the 4 that I've chosen to watch. That whole space basically runs together though. PLRZ is that one I talked about, Kevin P, in after hours. Certainly could have a follow through day. Wolf showing some strength after this run and then the gap up looked like it was rolling over, and it's right back up near recent highs. That's WOLF. And then WW, which is, you had that big run on the whole thing with HIMS, right? It ran with HIMS. They had a similar headline, and it's pretty beaten up now when you look at how far it's fallen to where it is in the last few days. Could give a bounce play. And then OMEX, one of the rare earth plays, has not had a green day, meaning closing above its open since the big gap up. We're getting down close to the gap fill, would be around here. So maybe a dollar flush might be worth watching for an intraday reversal. All right, that's all I have. We'll see you guys in chat on Monday morning. Let's have a great week.